Good afternoon. Thank you for choosing the National Broadcaster. Good to have your company this lovely Friday. Of course, the second day of June 2023. My name is Sandra Kahunde and we're coming to you live from Broadcast House, Nile Avenue. A great day. Well, tomorrow will be Matters Day and our team is out on ground to give you those updates as they unfold. But for now, some of the updates that we have in store for you. Now, starting us off for this afternoon, the Uganda Human Organ and Transplant Act 2023 has been dubbed as a relief to end illicit trade of human organs in Uganda. The act was among the 6 which the president assented to this week. With the new law in place, the public now awaits infrastructure to bring closer the services regarding the organ transplant in Uganda, as Daniel Mogai reports.
The move by President Yoweri Museveni to assent to the Uganda Human Organ Donation and Transplant Bill 2023 is a relief to the increasing demand for organ donation and transplant, which was happening in silence. In September 2022, Parliament passed the Uganda Human Organ Donation and Transplant Bill, seeking to regulate the donation of organs, cells and tissues, including respective transplant. The cutthroat business in Uganda is described in the new law as illicit.
You know, there are people who oversee an exercise of somebody trying to donate an organ to another person. And those people equally should be convinced that there isn't any money involved, that the person donating is not trafficked, is not influenced.
The law places a legal process on how one can donate his or her organ, debunking the narrative that some people's organs were being stolen, especially those affected by accidents, among other anomalies.
We must allay the anxiety of the people who think that when they go to hospitals and they are unconscious, a kidney or a heart can be taken out of them and be donated to somebody else. It doesn't go that way. What happens is that there must be an understanding.
The Uganda Human Organ Donation and Transplant Act 2023 puts a smile on the faces of eligible medical experts and surgeons as the country looks at facilitating Mulago National Referral Hospital to spearhead the first infrastructure to take the mantle of organ donation and transplant services in Uganda.
Because theatres must be juxtaposed to one another to ensure that time is limited. There is a very short span between an extraction or harvesting of an organ and transplanting it into another person. So those theatres we have already seen in the National Referral Hospital, in Mulago Hospital.
Experts have called on the relevant authorities to sensitize the public on the legal process of organ donation and transplant. Reliable records indicate that several people undergo dialysis at overrated prices due to the lack of kidney transplant services in Uganda.
It is also very expensive to educate people, but these are people that we're talking about that are in third world countries. For them, they will cater for only one thing: poverty. Poverty, I am poor. There is somewhere I know where they sell organs. I'll go. They will screen me and put me on the list of donors.
The Uganda Human Organ and Transplant Council, as provided in the new law, will oversee and regulate organ, cell and tissue donation and transplant, and as well spearhead the accreditation of health facilities which can offer the services in Uganda.
If the council is convinced that, you know, human trafficking has taken place, then all those involved are liable to life imprisonment. And we believe that punishment is deterrent enough.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gitabinji, UBC News.
Now, in other updates this afternoon, journalists in Uganda have been urged to work collectively to address the challenges they face while executing their professional work. This call was made during the 30th anniversary commemoration of the World Press Freedom Day, organized by the European Union together with the Media Challenge Initiative in Kabalagala.
The event focused on crucial topics such as promoting access to reliable information, particularly during elections. Participants emphasized the importance of cultivating online media literacy and digital skills among the population.
So to be an independent journalist is very difficult because you don't accumulate friends. Either side will be attacking you. That is one. Two, and in a polarized environment, It's so difficult not to take sides. In any case, I believe that journalists should take sides. Assuming you are a journalist in Rwanda in 1994, should you take a side in your reporting that there is a genocidal government in power and it's our responsibility as journalists to oppose it?
Furthermore, the event stressed the significance of endorsing independent and credible fact-checking, research, investigative reporting, and journalism.
I was in northern Uganda a few months ago, and at a radio station, a journalist was being paid 1,500 shillings per story, and is depending on that. So I found that a bit tricky, because you won't push this person to be impartial on certain issues if one of the sources is dangling some money that is way above what this person earns.
The panel discussion also tackled the various issues that impede journalists to execute their professional work.
A tweet came out from Bobby Wine and said one of our supporters has been tortured and eyes blacked out. And then all of a sudden, you know how blogs are online, they read the stories, Bobby Wine supporter tortured, eyes blacked out, including the New Vision, including the Monitor, including the BBC. I attended a press conference where police says that it was an accident. So I went to seek out for the truth. That story was easily believable. I went to hospital in Mulago. I spoke to the doctors that worked on him. I spoke to everyone who attended him. The family, because I published this story, came out in a press conference with their lawyer and said they were going to sue me for telling lies and that I was being used by the state.
Wadulo Mark Arnold, UBC News, in Kabalagala.
Now moving on, human activities that involve cultivation, deforestation, illegal construction, a disposal of plastic waste and sewage are major threats to river Nabiyonga in Mbale. According to environmental experts and natives around river Nabiyonga, the river flooding has led to massive loss of lives and damage of properties.
The massive flooding of River Nabiyonga, which environmental experts attribute to climate change caused by rampant human activities, has prompted a community-based organization, Women for Green Economy Movement Uganda, to launch a loss and damage sensitization campaign in the local communities surrounding the river banks in Mbale district.
You look at the human activity, you look at the plastics that have been thrown into the river, the water course has been diverted. So it's a combination of all those problems that caused that the water, when the volumes increased and the river had been changed course upstream, the other side of the bridge, the water had to find a way.
So right now, the river looks like it is stable, but it is not. It has a lot of pollution. It has a lot of things that every time it rains, they pile up, and then it narrows the way or the course of the river. And that's why the river is forced to go off its banks.
The communities, like you are seeing now, they don't know what is climate change. They don't know what can be done with these pulps and papers. They need sensitization. We need to sensitize them. Let us really take it at an individual level. You as an individual, what are you doing at your home? You as a mother, you as a father, what are you doing at home? In partnership with Loss and Damage Youth Coalition and Climate Justice Resilience Fund, the campaign is promoting a green environment for girls and women to manage their socio-economic development through restoration and protection of River Nabiyonga.
So we are trying to meet up with these communities and find solutions, because you see, the river won't shift. The communities have nowhere to go. So I think it's time for us to find a way of bridging the gap between the community and the river, so they become friends.
As environmentalists, we call upon government to work with us to create public awareness. People, they don't know these tactical words of climate change. They don't know anything about Paris Agreement. We really need climate finance now, and we all know that there is no gender justice without climate justice.
Despite these interventions, the locals in these affected communities appeal to government to devise more interventions.
But if people come and stand with us together and advise us, sensitize us, encourages us we shall feel like we are at home.
We shall request for the government to help us to come and remove some sand in that river and to remove those corners so that the water if comes, it can run straight than coming inside people.
Emisomo mubatuuze basobole okumanya obulungi bw'omugga oba obulabe obuli kuki ku mugga.
River Nabyonga originates from the heads of Wanere and it is the major catchment water channel to Lake Choga. Miriam Mcha, White Robert, UBC News.
In more updates this Friday, the National Social Security Fund, in partnership with Mastercard Foundation, have awarded 46 startup businesses through their High Innovator program. The businesses were assessed through a criterion that included potential for scalability, sustainability, good governance, and impact on the community.
The High Innovator is an initiative aimed at supporting small and growing startup businesses by providing seed funding and fostering entrepreneurial capacity. The focus of the fourth cohort is to create an ecosystem where these businesses can thrive.
Our purpose is to make lives better by making savings a way of life. So if we do that, then we are meeting our mandate. And more importantly, in the long run, we may be able to prevent social unrest that come about because people don't have any resources that they never planned for. You start up with 20,000 because sometimes the business is just ready for 20,000. Sometimes this business has never had 50 million shillings. So you start off with them. As they grow, you prepare them for the next stage of funding. As you heard me say, from our first cohort of January 2022, we had 27, we have got 10 that are now ready for scaling up. So we're putting together funding partners, not us, funding partners that we can now make available to them, say $100,000. And suddenly you help prepare them so that the next 9 months they're now ready maybe for $500,000. So you work with that journey with them in terms of what to do.
In addition to receiving seed funding, the entrepreneurs underwent training in business management skills, financial literacy and compliance, among other areas.
This is an online platform that allows the business owner or the entrepreneur to go through a self-directed learning process to help them prepare for the accelerator. So they learn how to build a business model, but as they're doing that, they're addressing aspects to do with their customers, aspects to do with sales, aspects to do with team, and many other areas. Once they complete the NSF High Innovator Business Academy, they receive a certificate that then shows that they're eligible to apply into the accelerator. Now the accelerator is heavy touch support. This is where you stand a chance to get some financing for your business, but also what we call technical assistance, which is support to help you address some of the gaps that are standing in the way of you growing your business.
Most of the winning entrepreneurs plan to utilize the funding to expand the reach of their products and obtain certification of their services.
We've got money, 75 million shillings. We are going to put a greenhouse at Jero Farm. And with this greenhouse, we are going to grow clean seedlings, which will help you to get this safe.
We are going to do more and scale up our project and our products that we are looking forward to make, and that is we are trying to promote eco-friendly green products that are friendly to human health, and we all know that living in a healthy environment can increase the productivity at work and even at home.
With this money, I'm going to fulfill all those requirements for products and be able to sell freely. So this means a lot to me.
The beneficiary businesses represent various sectors, including agriculture, energy, health, nutrition, real estate, education, and fashion.
You're still watching UBC Lunchtime News. Now, Uganda Brewers Limited graduated over 200 youths after a two-day training program designed to equip them with both hand and life skills. The training aimed to enhance their employability and prepare them for future work opportunities, as we check out in this report.
The Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives has commended Uganda Brewers Limited for their community engagement and support emphasizing the importance of industry-led knowledge.
Has proved that they can actually sponsor a great deal of Ugandans. We have got people with disabilities giving their testimonies. I'm very happy about that.
The training cohort consisted of abled and differently abled individuals who received training in the production and preparation of carbonated drinks, as well as customer engagement skills.
They have taken them through acquiring skills for life.
The participants expressed their commitment to utilizing their newly acquired knowledge and skills to improve their lives and contribute to the country's economic growth.
I now have skills that we have imparted on them.
This training has given me the right attitudinal orientation to manage in a stressful environment, especially the business sector.
Crispus Areneitwe, Jimmy Akanshemeza for UBC Business.
We're returning shortly after these messages with more activities. Keep watching.
Ebiseera by'okuzaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *165*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu eya Uganda.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
She is our family's pride, and as her father, I will protect her from child marriage and talk to her about the dangers of teenage pregnancy. We each have a role to play in empowering our teenage girls to protect them from child marriage and pregnancy, because when we empower them, we empower our nation. Protect the girl, save the nation.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sawuti 116.
It's Freaky Friday from Airtel. Buy or gift. Buy or give.
Get freaky too! Dial *100*10# to load a Freaky Friday bundle for you to enjoy the best offers on voice and data.
To buy a bundle for friends and family, dial *100*10#. Freaky Friday with Airtel. Buy or gift a bundle today. Dial *100*10# to get started.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
The Resol Agribusiness Show is here under the theme Revolutionizing Agriculture through Value Addition, Innovation and Technology, scheduled for 13th to 16th June 2023 at Uhinga Stadium, Fort Portal Tourism City, with a free medical camp running throughout the show. Entrance is totally free. To sponsor, partner and participate, contact 0702-301-059 or 0773-458-492 or 0773-301-059.
Uganda is rich in natural resources and hard-working people. But to turn these resources into real progress and development, we need to invest in our infrastructure, education, and healthcare. That's where taxes come in. When we pay our taxes, we are investing in our country's future. We are supporting the schools that educate our children, the hospitals that care for our families, and the roads and bridges that connect our communities. And when businesses pay their taxes, they are contributing to the growth and development of Uganda's economy. They are helping to build a stronger, more prosperous nation for us all. So when you pay your taxes, you are investing in the future of Uganda and supporting the progress and development of our nation. Uganda is because of you.
Uganda Revenue Authority, developing Uganda together.
The Magical Egypt Tour 2023 is here. A heavenly miracle waiting across the natural and divine attractions of Egypt, such as Cairo, Giza Pyramids, Saqqara, Memphis, and many more that will offer the gift of a lifetime. The chance to unlock all of the hidden powers of mind and soul, gain the enlightenment of the past and the future, and develop the power of healing. Departure will be Friday 16th up to 23rd June 2023. Basic package starting at $1,200, 8 days and 7 nights. To register, come to Gotove Tours and Travel at Nalkwego Complex Suta, UG's Extender, George Street, Nakasero, or call +256 758 530 059 or +256 784 568 392 or WhatsApp +256 782 556 078. Only few slots are left. Powered by UBC Television.
Jerry Con! Jerry Con! Hey, Master Blaster! Touch him, man! Buy Jerry Con with muscle! Those ones who say go for you only. Mundava! Best group is I teach you. But never come up with the squad because of the camera is very far. Is you serious? It's serious, you. What? Eh? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs and you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru and Umaru refuse to give you enough meat. Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru,
okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
Good to know you're still following this particular newscast. Now a look at other updates that this Friday. The second Africa Avocado Conference in Kenya brought together key players in the industry to exchange ideas on avocado farming and trade. The Food and Agriculture Organization projects that avocado production will reach 12 million tons by 2030.
Budding avocado farmer Maureen Kariuki arrives at the second International Africa Avocado Congress, seeking to learn from the best in the market. For decades, her family has been growing avocado fruits for domestic consumption. But given the availability of the land resource and the growing global demand for avocados, she has decided to scale up production.
We want to now delve into the commercial side of avocado planting, avocado farming, and actually be able to sell the produce even to the exports to the export farms, the farms that actually do export.
She believes that connecting with other like-minded entrepreneurs and establishing a network with big farms like Kenya's agricultural company Kakuzi Limited will help her tap her dream of becoming a successful avocado producer.
I want to get it right from the beginning, from the seedling stage, so that I can be able to plant export quality avocados.
According to a report by the Food and Agriculture Organization, avocados will become the most traded fruit by 2030. Avocado production is projected to reach 12 million tons by 2030, which will be triple the production achieved in 2010. Well, Africa is emerging as a significant player in the global avocado market, with several countries experiencing a substantial growth in terms of avocado production. Countries such as Kenya, South Africa, Tanzania, and Ethiopia have witnessed a surge in avocado cultivation, driven by favorable climate conditions and increasing demand. Avocado farming in Africa has contributed to job creation, income generation for farmers, and economic development in rural areas. But despite this remarkable progress, there are still challenges in the avocado trade sector. Jonathan Kipruto, the Assistant General Manager in charge of avocado farming at Kakuzi Limited, says the conference is a platform that is tailor-made for addressing issues like lack of proper storage facilities and transportation networks.
For example, for me, I expect to learn ways of, combating the emerging pests, things like emerging pests, because we've had conventional pests. We know how to control them, but there are also emerging pests which have come up over time.
Bob Wayne, the CEO of Gateway Marine Services, a logistic company, tells us that the forum gives him the platform to advise farmers on the best storage practices.
So respect the cooling, your product has already 80% chance to survive without any product. Then you can fine-tune it.
The event has attracted hundreds of avocado growers, exporters and stakeholders who will get an opportunity to visit some of the farms to get a first-hand experience in the production and export of avocados. Enoch Sikolia, CGTN, Nairobi.
In more updates, the Nigerian government has unveiled the long-awaited national carrier, Nigeria Air, in a major step for the country's aviation sector. Authorities said the Nigerian flag carrier will reposition Africa's most populous nation as a prominent player in the global aviation market.
Nigeria Air aims to have 35 aircraft in its fleet within the next 5 years, with the unveiling of its first aircraft marking the beginning of that journey.
This is one infrastructure that has been missing in the general aviation dynamics of the country. The airline that is equal to the size of the market, to the dynamics of the market of Nigeria, for its geography and the fortunes of the country, indeed we do need the kind of infrastructure that we're having today in the name of Nigeria Air Limited. This Nigeria Air Limited, of course, obviously, it's an entity known to Nigerian laws that is a partnership between entrepreneurs in Nigeria and the entrepreneurs in Ethiopian Airline Consortium.
As per the initial business plan that we are working on in collaboration with stakeholders in the consortium, Nigerian Air will be a $1 billion company in the year in 5 years' time. Ethiopian Airlines is very much pleased to be part of the beginning of the Nigerian national carrier, and we strongly believe that our presence here in Nigeria will serve the biggest, the most populous nation in Africa.
Local airline operators are, however, not happy with the deal with Ethiopian Airlines, saying it will seriously hurt domestic airline operations and give unfair advantage to Ethiopian Airlines. A Nigerian court has since restrained Nigeria's Civil Aviation Authority from issuing air operator certificate to Nigeria Air.
It's not only the airline operators against the Nigerian Air. Stakeholders are against the Nigerian Air itself, and the aviation roundtable where I belong, and Secretary General also were against the launch of the Nigerian Air because the airline was not ready. The conception and the models as being presented by the minister was not adhered to, and it was not clear enough for the stakeholders and members of the industry to support the launch of that airline. Giving the airline 15-year tax moratorium for an airline that intends to compete with other Nigerian investors who have invested in the country, who have invested in the resources in airlines and have continued to ensure that Nigerians move from one city to the other was unfair.
With no air operator certificate, Nigeria Air cannot take to the sky at the moment. Besides the court order, aviation experts say the airline is yet to meet all the requirements for the issuance of an AOC. Focus now shifts to the newly sworn-in administration led by President Bola Tinubu to resolve the dispute and finally launch the carrier's operations. DG Badimosi, CGTN, Lagos, Nigeria.
Congratulations to Nigeria. Now, yet again in Kenya, another update coming through away from avocado. I was seeing the Kenyan government saying the standard gauge railway continues to register tremendous growth with cargo transportation volumes improving every year. They say this as they had a net effect on cargo haulage and efficient performance at the country's port of Mombasa.
Kenya's port in Mombasa
Moses Okoth moves his cargo to the terminal to ready it for onward transportation overseas. He tells me about a growing shift among transporters, the use of the standard gauge railway.
Most cargoes being pulled to Mombasa until many ships started to arrive. Many ships mean a lot of cargo to be transported.
If you want to understand how important the standard gauge railway has been on the African country's economy, then you have to come here, the marshalling yard of the SGR at the Mombasa port. It is here where cargo is loaded or offloaded from the trains. As this worker loads a container onto this train, Caroline Gadogo, a senior operation planner with the Kenya Ports Authority attached to the SGR, takes stock. She says SGR has provided a fast, efficient and cost-effective means of transporting bulk cargo.
So if I have my container discharged today and I can have it in 2 days in Nairobi, if I'm a bulk manufacturer and I'm moving most of my containers by rail, I will have most of my products, even the raw materials.
The port is serviced directly by the rail launched in 2018. From the port terminal, the SGR moves cargo directly from the port of Mombasa to Nairobi Freight Terminal. Caroline tells me that the direct linkage between the port and the SGR acts as a hub for physical distribution of cargo from Mombasa to Nairobi and to hinterland destinations.
We have seen an increase in the local cargo that comes into this country, and we have also seen an increase in the cargo that is being offered for SGR. We have protocols of which containers we are supposed to rail, and now when we look at each vessel that comes to the port, we are doing an average of 65 to 70% of the local cargo per vessel via SGR.
On average, it takes 8 hours to transport cargo from the port of Mombasa to Nairobi using the SGR. Previously, it took 3 days via the meter gauge railway or by use of trucks that were at risk of theft and damage to goods. Infrastructure development at the port, according to Caroline, are a testament of the impact the SGR has had.
One of the visible things that you can see when you come to the port is, of course, the expansion of our yards, the creation of a whole Portrees yard that did not exist reclaimed from the sea. There is a lot of investment in terms of the machinery that we are using. Our officers have also now been trained on a new technique of how to handle railway.
In a nutshell, Caroline believes the SGR has elevated Kenya's status as a transport and logistics hub. Enoch Sikolia, CGTN, Mombasa, Kenya.
Well, thank you so much for watching and following updates for this particular newscast. More updates will be coming later in our timely news hours of the day. Keep watching the national broadcaster. My name is Sandra Kahunde, and for more updates and as far as sports is concerned, shortly in a few minutes you'll be joining the team. Sports updates will be coming your way later in that particular show, The Score. From the team behind the scene, enjoy your Friday.